All right. Got the YouTube stream going here. Let's get the link, as always, into AMA Archive. Now we should be good to go. Can everyone hear me here in Discord? Awesome. Thank you, thank you. All right, once again, sorry for the delay. Let's jump into things. So if you were here in the Discord on April 1st, that was an interesting day. Our sim AI had malfunctioned for the whole day. It was very weird. Yes, in other news, we did launch the OVN USD Plus as well as USD C Plus, USD Plus airdrome vaults on Dyson. These are the overnight finance vaults. These are auto-compounding vaults with highly competitive performance fees of only 3.5%, meaning, of course, more APY for you. There have been some bugs in the LP prices for the OVN USD Plus vault, which we tracked down to CoinGecko's OVN price tracking. And we are working on updating the price tracking logic so that these visual fluctuations do not occur. Today, we also launched the EUSD USDC vault on Dyson just before this AMA. So be sure to check that out as well if you are interested. And of course, we continue to incentivize the USDC Star LP on Airdrome as well. And of course, that is also auto-compounded within Dyson. As hopefully you saw, Extrafy has also added our USDC Star LP on their platform, which allows you to leverage yield farm the LP. And I did make a video about this if you're interested in learning more. I would just mention to be aware that leverage is higher risk, but for higher reward. So it does have its place within finance. We have also seen some questions about Dyson's TVL. So please note that the Dyson TVL is comprised of the Dyson Vaults, YL Sphere, and the ALM positions on Dyson, which currently are only coming through Preon. So all of those are contributing to Dyson's TVL, which was part of the plan to begin with, because we are able to take some of the TVL from Preon and route it through to Dyson. Now we continue to work to update and improve Dyson, especially Dyson's metrics, which will come with Dyson v2.3.0. And I only see a few of you in the audience, but today is one of those very rare days when I actually get to drop some alpha for you guys. A sneak peek at the coming Dyson metrics upgrade, which I will drop now in the AMA board. So go ahead and take a look there. It's a sneak peek at the coming metrics. Now, the API access point was actually provided to users who were paying attention in the Dyson chat a few days ago. And from this, for those who have keen eyes, there is one more tab still not shown in this sneak peek. So if you're able to see that there, you can see the vault earned yield over the course of time, the total profit with average ROI, the weekly profit, as well as weekly ROI, and daily profit and daily ROI. So some of the metrics that we will be adding to Dyson very soon here. It is rare that I actually get to offer some alpha, so I'm happy that I was able to do that for today for you guys. All right. We are also, of course, continue to work on multiple components of Prion with V1.1.3 and eventually version 1.2.0. And I do want to say Prion is coming along very nicely, and I think you guys are going to really like the full release of Prion. I don't want to say too much, and of course, not financial advice and all of that, but it's really exciting for Star and the whole ecosystem, including, of course, YL Sphere. So please check the community notes section for a more detailed checklist of dev notes with respect to these past and coming updates. And as always, keep up on Discord with announcements to see when things are coming. All right. So mainly these past 2 weeks, have you noticed, we've just continued along that same path of getting more vaults together for Dyson, more auto compounding vaults through Aerodrome, primarily right now. Continuing to work on updating Dyson's metrics, which of course you can now take a sneak peek at in the AMA board section. And continuing to work on finalizing plans for the full release of Prion. All right. So let me take a pause there. I covered that pretty quickly. Any immediate questions here in the AMA chat? All right, slow down, guys, on the flood of questions. Just kidding. Again, it's not a bad thing that there aren't that many questions. I assume, hopefully, that means that people are aware of what's going on and are vibing with it well. So, all good things. Okay, then I will move over to the AMA questions. And there are a set of questions here that I am going to pool together because they all are about marketing. There was a question from Ethan. What are the team's plans to market the new Dyson pools, in particular the Dollar pools, as they have 20 mil plus of TVL on Aerodrome, but no one knows about the Dyson auto compounders, as of yet. Pitcher also tagged on to this, saying ditto here, same with all the new pools popping up, which is of course a great thing, but attracting only around 1% of each pool's TVL is not going to make the cut in my opinion. And then most recently, YL Harbor HD today asked, what will Sphere's marketing plan entail after launching its upcoming products? And how does Sphere intend to distinguish itself from other projects when competing in the midst of this bull run? So, to address all of these, the marketing team has a rolling plan of how to continue to market these vaults and changes within Sphere. The marketing team as a whole has to be patient as well, as there are still many components that we want to have in place to make Dyson more attractive, such as the upcoming metrics, for example. Beyond that, beginning to plan for how to market the full version of Prion has also required a significant amount of time and effort from the marketing team. And at the end of the day, marketing comes in many different forms. I do think it's also worth mentioning that new vaults, especially new auto compounders and the like, often take time to attract TVL just by nature of the fact that they are new, and time in the market is itself a powerful marketing tool. That all aside, and as per our recent community note, we are gearing up for the launch of various integrations into the Sphere ecosystem, and among them, the next phase of Prion, which is super exciting. Our dear colleagues from the marketing team are preparing a series of articles and social media posts, and there's also a call to action here. It would be very, very great to see if different members of the community actually reached out to share their experiences and earnings obtained to date using Prion. This is a very good way to help us promote Prion, as other potential investors get a transparent and direct idea of what current users of the project are earning through the different stages of offered by Prion. And we also invite you to continue using the Prion and Dyson Gains channels to showcase your actual earnings to others in our community. Team Claradora rightfully has pointed out, I'm really excited for Prion 1.2, as I believe that is where the fun really starts. Yes. I think so too. I think you guys are going to be really happy with the next phase of Prion's launch. It's going to be really, really cool. And I wish I could say more, but I can't. All righty. Pitcher had another question. Are we going to start incentivizing on Ramses again? Our partner VENFT is gigantic with their pump recently, should be able to get some good TVL. So due to the specifics of Ramses' incentivization program, it actually no longer became profitable for us to continue to incentivize the star pool at this time. Additionally, we want to focus on incentivizing star pools that we can tie in with Prion and Dyson, and we currently do not have such plans with Ramses pools. So it's a good question, and we of course have, as with many things, have considered it, but at this time it just does not work with our goals. The final question is from Charlie Hustle. Is your liquidity locked in the vault permanently? And DeFi Pandu had responded to this, but we are assuming, Charlie, that you're referring to the YL Sphere earnings vault on Dyson, in which case your sphere will be locked for a period of 17 weeks only, as it is earning ecosystem yield, hence the term yield locked sphere. After those 17 weeks, however, your sphere will be unlocked and you can either manually withdraw or relock. Just be sure to claim your accumulated rewards before doing so. Not quite sure what other vault you might have been talking about. The Dyson vaults you can freely enter and exit at any time. So I think this is probably referring to the YL Sphere vault. Okay. I don't think I mentioned it, but something that we often talk about as well is expanding the collateral options on Prion. That, of course, is still in the works and underway. And I think there's a lot of really cool things around the corner here. Oh, he did mean the general vaults. Okay. But you're able to talk with him in the Dyson chat. Very good. Okay, well, thank you for your help with that. Yeah, I suppose that could be a potential point of confusion. So yes, only the YL Sphere Vault has a time lock, and it's for 17 weeks. Another 5 bamboos. All right. All the other Dyson vaults, you can freely deposit, withdraw, without limit. There's no deposit or withdraw fee, anything like that. You'll send the receipt at the end of the month. How kind of you, Pandu. Yes. All right. So, pretty short updates this week. I think this is the first time I have gone through everything I was planning to go to within about 15 minutes for these AMAs. I know a lot of people will appreciate that because people, again, have mentioned they like more concise information. And I definitely understand that, right? We're all busy folks. But I do want to make sure to ask if anyone has any questions here in the AMA chat. Again, please take a look at the AMA board under the AMA stage in the Discord. I did drop the alpha there with respect to the Dyson metrics upcoming. And I would like to take the time, of course, to remind people that we're coming up at the end of another epoch. So if you have any voting or governance or VE tokens, to please be sure to utilize those so that you can get any bribe rewards with those tokens. And if you have any sphere locked in the YL Sphere vault, please be sure to check those out to see if it is time to either manually withdraw or relock that sphere and claim your earnings. All right, let me pause for a moment. I see Bacchus has a question. Go ahead. All right, just taking a moment to collect questions here in the AMA chat. Hmm. Timing is very important for getting users. I hope things are not ready when the financial world is crashing. What's the team's vision? Um, I guess I'm a little confused about that question. Yes, Triz, absolutely plans on marketing Dyson, plans on marketing Preon, plans on continuing to market the Dyson Vaults, collaborations for assisting on marketing with respect to the Dyson Vault, all of the above, absolutely. What's the macroeconomic view? Um, I guess I can start to see what you're trying to say. Um, I suppose my response to that would be that it doesn't matter where we are with respect to the current state of the world. Tomorrow is always an unknown, regardless of the macroeconomic views, the microeconomic views. So our vision is still of a synergistic ecosystem that is able to work together and produce sustainable yield regardless of market conditions. And one of the key factors of that is to provide stablecoin yields. And that is exactly what we are aiming to do with Star. And we've been able to do through Aerodrome, Dyson, and we are going to continue to expand on that as we continue to build out Dyson, integrate Dyson with Preon, introduce more collateral options with Preon, and roll out Preon's phase 2. So all of those things do take time to make sure that we can build them in as articulate a way as possible. And beyond that, also, we do have to be mindful as best we can of the flow of the markets. So, of course, we are paying attention to those things as best we can. But ultimately, what happens tomorrow is always going to be an unknown. So we have to do our best to prepare for as many different scenarios as possible. And in addition to that, be mindful of the current pulse of the DeFi markets, where the excitement is, where the buzz is, what people are interested in, and do our best to mold our strategies to those market conditions, which overall hope not tooting our own horn too much. I think we've done a very good job at doing over time, especially during the bear market when it was very difficult to do that. I see. So I think the Becca says I think the probability of having a global crash this year is quite high, around October or so. After timing of releases is quite problematic if late. That's all I wanted to say. Not a fast typer, so trying concise. Yeah, and I think ultimately it just goes towards what I was saying about being as prepared as we can for all different scenarios, and uh, definitely being speaking towards our willingness to adapt to those different scenarios. No, you're welcome. It's a tough question to answer, so but hopefully I did it some justice. Good, good. I see YL Harbor HD is typing. DeFi feels like a limited space for new users with all the things such as wallets and contracts and so on. Many crypto boomers wouldn't understand how the team kind of build a bridge to get retail investors. Good question. Um, Already, there are we are doing as much as we can to make things simple with respect to the updates coming. Um, you can take a sneak peek at the AMA board for the look at the Dyson page coming up. At the end of the day, though, there is a very big learning curve for cryptocurrency and DeFi, especially. It's pretty hard to work around that learning curve. Obviously, the marketing team, myself, with the educational videos, we're going to continue to work to do our best to help people walk through the different strategies and vaults that we have. Our goal is always to make Dyson and Prion as intuitive as possible, as user friendly as possible. The user experience means a lot to us, which is why we always are looking for feedback and implementing changes. So I think really to answer your question is it's going to be an ongoing process of trying to bridge that gap of knowledge because it's a tough gap to break. There's a lot to learn about DeFi. Liquidity pools are a completely different language for people who are not in crypto, who have never used crypto. Decentralized exchanges, even some of these financial strategies like putting up collateral and for leverage is a foreign concept to a lot of people. So these are pretty these can be very difficult topics for people to breach and understand, and we just have to take it piece by piece and do what we can to help bridge that gap over time. Do you think there could be a second token or coin that's connected to Sphere that's being pushed by Sphere's growth but isn't in the DeFi spectrum? I'm not sure what you mean by that. In many ways, all of the ecosystem tokens are second tokens or alternative tokens or coins that are connected to Sphere, like Star, for example, um, even though it's within the DeFi spectrum. So I'm not exactly sure what you mean with respect to that, to be honest. Team Claradora responding to DeFi being a limited space. That barrier will be a lot smaller when smart wallets launch. Base will be first, but I'm guessing it won't take long before they are everywhere. Yeah, I think it's going to be a collaborative effort of all of the DeFi space and builders of just gradually more and more so. DeFi is gonna become easier to use, and it's going to be a continued learning curve. Though it's going to take time, and we're here for it. We're here to adapt as well and make those changes and continue to work on our user interfaces and experiences. You're welcome. Mishray, what about an interface that asks for risk tolerance and then Sphere allocates the money for them for a fee, of course? It's not a bad idea. It's basically like a kind of like a fee for service, but it kind of takes away the some of the freedom of DeFi, I think. That'd be a whole different system. Yeah, delegation. So, so I don't know if that's necessarily something we'd want to do. I can kind of picture it and see what you're saying. Like, let's just adjust a slider of how risk, tolerant you want to go. And, here's my stable coin, for example. But it kind of takes away some of the freedom and the point of DeFi, in my opinion. But interesting idea. Any plans to collaborate with Pearl Finance and Tangible? They seem to be building something similar on what Sphere is trying to build. We had previously, yes. I know people who might like that over delegation versus learning about other LPs and other stuff. Yeah, thanks for the clarification, Panda. We have worked with them in the past, and ultimately it's a work in progress with Pearl and Tangible. Where was I though? Oh yes, with respect to delegation. Yeah, it's a fine line, and it kind of again rinds that question of user experience and friendliness and the learning curve of DeFi and maintaining that financial freedom without over delegating. So I think as a whole, Sphere has tried to maintain a position of offering these different strategies and then encouraging the individual to make those decisions for themselves. And I think that's likely to continue for the foreseeable future, that approach. Not able to hear anything. Others can hear me okay? I know I confirmed earlier. Okay. Okay, good. All right, good questions. Yeah. Any other questions, folks? Don't you start that too, Pandu. Not taking it as financial advice, but as 20 mil, 30 mil, etc. market cap foreseeable. Sorry for dumb questions. Yeah, I can't really answer questions like that. That's for the market to decide based on the strategies, yield, and progress we're able to implement over time. Oh, thank you, Pandu. Yeah, that one was fun to make. Yeah. All right, good. So I think we're winding down. Any final questions here? Remember also that you can always toss your questions into any of the Sphere Discord, be it the Sphere chat, Dyson chat, Preon chat, whatever is relevant to your questions. We're more than happy to have a discussion, answer your questions. You can always drop questions in the AMA questions to be addressed for next time as well. And now I've got several people are typing, so I will wait another couple minutes here. I love that song, Pandu. That's funny. Pandu, there's a like electronic EDM type version of that song that's really good as well. I may have to send it to you. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I usually listen to. Anywho, getting off topic. I can Team Claradora. I can say that IMO, if the YL APR starts really going up, I think the market cap will follow. Yeah, I think that's a good thought there. If the project booms, can we have a bakery where all early investors get free daily bread? Maybe not bread, but possibly soap for washing of hands. But send again. Okay, that's good too. Alrighty, very good, very good. Well, I think we've sufficiently derailed to say that thanks everyone for showing up to the AMA. Always a blast interacting with you guys and answering questions. Once again, if you have further questions, be sure to drop them in the different chats or drop them in AMA questions for next time. Always remember that you matter for who you are. And until next time, take care. Bye, everybody.